Hello super friends and welcome to today's upload. For today we're going to be opening up Martian Manhunter and Superman from the DC Direct History of the DC Universe line. They are the last two that I have to open. I've got like two of him already, but I'm just going to open them up for the channel. And this is my first time handling the Martian Manhunter and I am quite excited. So let's open up the Martian Manhunter first. Now, Wave 4 of History of the DCU had 4 figures, just like all the rest of them. You had the Captain Atom, the Nightwing, Superman, and Cobra. These two were supreme peg warmers. Ain't nobody bought them. I don't think I ever saw anybody purchase one of these, and these sold a little bit, but he's not the more popular Captain Atom look. So really, Martian Manhunter was the standout figure that everyone purchased when they bought this wave of figures. And he's not a bad figure, and we're going to take a closer look right now. As always, I would encourage any and all people who shy away at the sight of opening up action figures to look away now, because this is about to get ugly. And voila, here he is out of the package. I think they've done a good job of capturing that 1980s Martian Manhunter look. Heck, this could actually pass for a 70s and even a 60s Martian Manhunter. I think he looks pretty good, and we should probably go in for a closer look. So here we see his classic blue boots. We're going to move up and we're going to see that he's got his classic cape, the blue undies on the outside, the belt. You got the halter all the way across his chest and the cape that is attached to it, draped over the shoulders, and that classic looking Martian Manhunter head sculpt. This one really looks like that 1960s sci-fi, and I'm entirely impressed with this figure. Let's have a look at him from behind now as well. And this is what he looks like from behind. I've had to lean him against my backdrop on account of he's really top heavy with that cape. That's one of the things about these figures. When they have a cape, they are incredibly top heavy. We're also going to get a quick side profile of his face just to show you exactly what it looks like. And a nice close-up. Again, they've done a really nice job sculpting John Jones' face. Probably my favorite Martian Manhunter head sculpt, to be honest. The tone of green and the sculpting itself make this figure, as far as I'm concerned, one of the standout figures in the entire History of the DC Universe series. Now, the articulation is the same as every other figure in this series. There's articulation right here above each of the boots. There's a single jointed knee. You've got articulation at the leg. The leg can go forward about that high, so he can kick someone in the shins, but the legs don't go that far back because the butt does get in the way. You've got 360 swivel waist that can go all the way around, and you have an ab crunch that, I mean, it looks good. It doesn't really do a whole lot. Like, it doesn't add to the posability all that much. You've got the shoulders, and they can go around 360, but the cape does get in the way. And you've got the biceps, and they swivel 360 degrees so he can flex his muscles. Single jointed elbow, articulation above the elbow, and then you've got articulation at the wrists as well. Now, as far as how far up the arms can go with the shoulder articulation, that's about what you're going to get. Any further than that, and you're going to break him right there at the shoulder, as I've done previously with the Superman figure. And the head is on a ball joint. It can go all the way around. It's kind of tight, but he can do the Beetlejuice thing. But you can't really do much else. He can look down a little bit, but he can't really look up to be in a flight pose. So basically, this figure, along with all of the rest of the DC Direct History of the DC Universe figures, are pretty much just posable statues, which I'm good with because I don't play with my action figures. And when I do, I got a plan for making these fake action figure toy commercials just for funsies. I'm going to probably use like DC Icons or something like that. I would never actually use these for something like that. Maybe a bit of action figure photography, but probably not even that. So I'm okay with the articulation of this figure and all the other figures in the wave. And I'm pretty impressed with it. It's going to stand on a shelf and look good. Now let's move on to Superman. Now, Superman was a Series 3 figure, which I thought was really strange. I probably would have put Superman in Series 1 or 2, but, you know, I get it. Maybe they're giving the collectors a reason to look forward to Series 3, which also had Brainiac, Plastic Man, and Ocean Master. I'm not a fan of that Plastic Man. He's way too bulky, and I have no need for the Ocean Master, but the Brainiac looks awesome possum, so I still might actually pick him up. And this is my third History of the DC Universe Superman figure, so that tells you how much I like that one. Now let's rip the package open like a savage. I now release you from your prison, your plastic jail cell. Ah! Okay, super, here he is out of the package, and as far as I'm concerned, this is probably one of my favorite Superman figures. I like so many things about this figure, so let's just start at the feet and work our way up. So, he's got the classic red boots, the cape draped out behind him. This is my favorite blue, by the way, for Superman. As far as I'm concerned, this is the gold standard for the blue of Superman. Got the undies, the belt, the big S on his chest. I mean, the S could be a little bit bigger, not gonna lie, but I'm also not dissatisfied with it. You got the cape draped over the shoulders, tucked into the neckline, and you have a very, very classic looking Superman head sculpt. I really, really do like this figure. That's why I bought 3 of it. So just coming in for a little bit closer look at the Superman head sculpt here, you can see that they've done an excellent job capturing that classic Superman look with this figure. One of my favorite, absolute favorite Superman head sculpts for sure. They got the spit curl, they got the hairline right. This just really, really looks like Superman as far as I'm concerned. Although this one does have a weird problem up here on his hairline. I'm not sure if you can see that. So I do have an extra one of the exact same head that I can just swap onto him. And this head is a lot more pristine and it doesn't have the same mess ups. And I'll use this head for a custom or something. I'll find a use for it, trust me. Also, I want to take a little bit of time to admire the fact that this cape is so big and drapey. It makes him really, really, really back heavy. Like, you cannot stand this figure up unless you have him on a figure stand. But I think they did a good job. It looks good. This one's a little bit weird from the packaging, but it's nothing that some boiling water won't fix. Pour the boiling water over it and the rubber will remold to what it's supposed to look like. Now the articulation for this figure is as follows. Head is on a ball joint and it can look all over the place. You can actually look up a little bit and he can look down a little bit. So he's got a better range of motion than the Martian Manhunter did. Waist, swivel 360 degrees. The chest has that ab crunch. You can look down a little bit, but not too much. The arms go up about this far, and I know better than to force it because, like I said, I've already broke one. The biceps, and there's swivel 360 degrees. One single hinge on the elbow. You have some articulation here at the other side of the elbow, and then you've also got wrist articulation. They swivel 360 degrees. For the groin here, you've got simple, basic hinge groin. They can go forward, and they can't go back on account of his super butt getting in the way. The knees are single jointed knees, so he can sit down and eat his lunch or whatever. You've also got the articulation here at the top of his boot, and no ankle articulation as is normal with these figures. But again, I don't do much with these. This is just going to stand on a shelf and look super, so I can't complain about this level articulation. It's good enough for me. Okay, so for those of you looking to see what this set actually looks like together with your basic Justice League, this is what you're going to get. They look fabulous together. I just really, really like these. Now, unfortunately, if you're looking to have that DC Comics trinity of Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, maybe you're not interested in the Martian Manhunter, Flash, or Aquaman, you're going to need to slot in a different Wonder Woman. I've used a Wonder Woman from the box set. There was a DC Direct Justice League box set, and I've used her, and I think that, you know, I think she looks pretty good standing next to Superman and next to Batman. But unfortunately, like I said, they did not make a Wonder Woman to go with these figures. Such a shame. Anyhow, that does bring my video review of 2 of DC's biggest powerhouse characters, the Martian Manhunter and Kal-El, the last son of Krypton, Superman, to a close. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I really appreciate you taking the time to do so. If you like this video, please slap a like on it. Leave any comments you have in the comments section down below. If you think you'd like to see more of this kind of content show up in your inbox, well, click the subscribe button, ding the bell, and you'll never miss a video. And I will see you next time. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.